Part 32. Peach Youth. Author, Su Kifeng. Chapter 312. Lin Feng jumped out of the bed and walked towards Ye with bare feet. Did you see it? Those who are barefoot are not afraid of wearing shoes. I don't understand, why don't you let me code? When Lin Feng's hand squeezed her fragrant shoulder, the leaves hurt a little, pushed away Lin Feng's hand, and said angrily, some barefoot people are very brave, such as you. But you are not afraid that I will smash your feet. Ye was wearing high-heeled shoes, and Ka stepped on Lin Feng's feet. Lin Feng's feet moved briskly. Ye stepped on for more than 10 times without stepping on it. Her graceful body swayed freely in front of Lin Feng, towering his chest was shaking in front of Lin Feng, and he was very unwilling. How could he not step on this bastard? Why was his dodge speed so fast? Ye stopped for a while, looked at Lin Feng's face, and sneered, barefoot, if you don't let me step on it, I will repair Dainan severely. Lin Feng was stunned, and after a while, he put on a smile, why did you mess with Dainan? It's me who messed with you, not her. Yezi's voice wasn't as cold as it was just now, and her words were just like what she said, you don't need to ask so much, in short, if you don't let me step on it, I'll fix her. Lin Feng was very annoyed, and he pulled Ye into his arms. His hand touched Ye's chest. Although there was a long skirt and a chest photo, the tall silhouette was still wonderful to touch. Ye struggled, shouting that you rascal, don't eat my tofu, her graceful and hot body twisted, but she couldn't break free from Lin Feng's embrace. Lin Feng actually kissed Yezi's face before letting go of her. I just kissed your face with bare feet, and suddenly I found that Miss Yezi's beautiful face is extraordinary. Yezi said, you are not only barefoot. You are still coding. For the time being, it doesn't matter how readable the things you code are. At least you still have a little literary talent. Then you can describe my face. Lin Feng said, your face is so delicate that it can turn all living beings upside down, and your noble charm has reached an obsessive mood. If a man stares at your face for a few minutes, he can reach an orgasm. Listening to Lin Feng's words just now, Ye smiled lightly at first, but when she heard the last sentence, her face sank. Angrily said, you bastard, you first ate my tofu, and then teased me, are you tired of living? Then I ask you, did you look at my face just now, did you orgasm? Lin Feng said, I'm sorry, I just stared at your face for a short time. So I didn't have an orgasm, but if you can sit on the sofa and let me see your face quietly, I might have an orgasm. Yezi is a person who doesn't speak rude words easily, but what she wants to shout most now is, damn it, your sister. Ye just shouted in his heart. He quickly did something that surprised Lin Feng, walked over with graceful steps, and sat on the sofa with a very elegant posture. Look, if you don't in 5 minutes, then I'll kick that thing you. Forget it. Let's talk about something else, although this is your private villa. You can come whenever you want, but I think you are here to find me specifically. If you want to remind me not to code, I can assure you right now that while I'm here, I can't code, even if it's been 3 days since I left, I still can't code. If you want to talk about something else, you can start. Lin Feng was also approaching Yezi while talking. Whether intentional or not, Yezi saw the outline of Lin Feng's part. It was very proud to infer from this outline, which made Miss Yezi's noble body very moist. Lin Feng sat next to Yezi, lit a cigarette, and waited for her to speak. Ye said, why don't you look at my face? Lin Feng said, I am afraid that I will have an orgasm. Ye said, I allow you to in front of me, even if you squirt something and put a hole in your pants, it's fine. Lin Feng said, what I sprayed out was liquid, not a flying knife, and I wouldn't put a hole in my pants. Ye said, have you sprayed Dainan before? Ye already believed that there was no such thing between Lin Feng and Dainan. She said this just to draw out the character of Dainan. Lin Feng's brain has always reacted very quickly, and he immediately understood that Dainan went to look for Ye, and Ye ran over to him. Lin Feng said anxiously, "Have you met Dainan?" Ye said, "Have you seen it?" Lin Feng said, "What did you talk about? You didn't fix her, did you?" Ye sighed, "I didn't want to repair her, but what she said made me so angry, I couldn't hold back for a while, so I repaired her. Now your good friend Dainan is lying in the hospital, the head is wrapped in gauze, and the arms are bandaged. Leaves, I'm numb to you." Lin Feng was angry, and after swearing fiercely, he grabbed Yezi's neck, which instantly made Yezi feel suffocated. It is impossible to say that Ye is not panic at all. In this case, Lin Feng, who is very angry, may miss her and strangle her, and then she, the rich lady, died at the hands of Lin Feng, a barefoot man. Inside. Clap clap clap. Lin Feng slapped Yezi's face continuously, causing Ye's nosebleed to splash and bloodshot in his eyes. Lin Feng threw the leaf to the ground as soon as he flicked his hand. The soft body of the leaf slammed violently against the ground, and his mind went blank in an instant. After a few seconds, he could think about it, as if he had died once and came back to life. Living to such a big age, Miss Ye has always been a golden branch, but this time she let Lin Feng beat her up. This is different from standing in the ring, which is beat. Ye cried aggrievedly, and tears flowed from her bloodshot eyes. The noble she was very pitiful at this time, but Lin Feng did not take pity on Xiangziu. He pulled Ye up again, staring at her face and said coldly, "Take me to Dainan's hospital immediately, I want to see her." Ye choked, "You are very familiar with the place where she is, that is the small shop you opened with her. Although the area is small and it sells worthless things, I also like the name very much, it's called Fengnan Fashion Shop." Lin Feng was stunned. He understood in an instant that Ye didn't put Dainan in the hospital. Ye was lying to him just now, or he was joking with him, but he beat Ye. The blood in Yezi's nostrils was still flowing, and the neck and pink-white dress were covered with blood. Yezi's eyes were swollen and bloodshot, very embarrassed and miserable. Lin Feng didn't know how to end it. What he did this time was not as simple as simply offending Ye. He almost killed Zi just now, and he caused a lot of damage to Zi's body. "I'm finished, you kill me. I won't write words in the future, I'll die," Lin Feng said. "You said just now that you can by staring at my face for a few minutes. Now that I have become like this, can you still when you stare at my face?" Ye choked. "I'm sorry, Ye, whether you stab me with a knife or hit me with a gun, I won't dodge," Lin Feng said. Ye let the tears flow freely, "Her face hurts, her eyes hurt, and her whole body hurts." Ye choked, "Remember, because of you and Bai Shan, Hong Ying and I beat you with blood all over your face. Although it was your fault and Bai Shan's fault, I still feel very guilty after hitting you. It's just that I didn't show the guilt in my heart, and now you beat me up and it's back." Lin Feng said, "Bai Shan was already your father's lover at that time, I shouldn't maintain that relationship with her anymore. It's like I gave your father a cuckold, so you and Hong Ying hit me. I didn't remember, I hit you just now because I mistakenly thought you hit Dainan, so I was so angry." Ye said, "I know more about how much Dainan is in your heart, but it doesn't seem to have anything to do with me. Lin Feng is neither her boyfriend nor her lover, so the relationship between Lin Feng and Dainan really has nothing to do with her." Sister Wang was knocking on the door, but there was no response in the room. Could it be that Ye was doing something ambiguous with Lin Feng? Should not. Sister Wang was very afraid that something might go wrong, and immediately pushed the door open. The scene in front of her made Sister Wang stunned. Miss Ye was covered in blood, her eyes were red and swollen, and she was seriously injured. "What's the matter, Sister Wang rushed over and glared at Lin Feng fiercely. "You villain, what are you still doing? Quickly help Ye to the bed with me. Let her wash the blood off her face first, and then change her clothes," Lin Feng said. Sister Wang and Ye have a very good relationship. It can be said that the relationship between them is very deep. Ye was beaten like this by Lin Feng. Sister Wang is very distressed, and she has two hearts for Lin Feng. The blood on Yezi's face washed away. Under the circumstance that Lin Feng avoided, Sister Wang helped Ye change into a set of clothes, and then let Ye lie down on the bed in her own bedroom. Sister Wang sat on the edge of the bed, with tears streaks on her beautiful face. She said in a trembling voice, why is that thug Lin Feng so cruel to you?" Yezi was in pain, and sighed softly. "I joked to him that I sent Dinan to the hospital, and then he went into a frenzy, almost strangled me, and then beat me hard. I was very scared at the time. I was afraid that I would just die at his hands." After understanding the truth, Sister Wang would understand why Lin Feng would be so cruel to Yezi, and didn't even think about the consequences of doing so. Sister Wang said, "It seems that the relationship between Lin Feng and Dinan is not generally deep. At that time, Lin Feng didn't know the truth, so you stimulated him bad." To be continued. If you like this work, you are welcome to come to the starting point, vote for recommended votes and monthly tickets. Your support is my biggest motivation. Mobile phone users, please go to to read. Peach Youth. Author, Sci-fi Feng. Chapter 313. Yezi said, "Why do I think you just wanted to excuse Lin Feng? Are you worried that I will repair him severely?" Sister Wang said, "No matter what the reason is, Lin Feng beat you up like this, you should repair him severely. I have no opinion. Also, Yezi, don't get me wrong, since Lin Feng came here, I have nothing before with him, although he is a very tall man. In my eyes, he has nothing special." Yezi said, "I didn't misunderstand you. Oh it hurts, my face hurts, my eyes hurt, my whole body hurts." Sister Wang said, "I'll call a car to take you to the hospital." Yezi said, "Don't go to the hospital, just recuperate here. If you go to the hospital, my dad will know, and then Lin Feng will be unlucky." Sister Wang said, "Since it's his bad luck, let him be bad luck." Yezi said, "Sister Wang, you used to talk to me very frankly. What happened this time? You clearly don't think so. Why do you still say that?" Sister Wang was speechless. After a while, she said, "I'm here to give you medicine, but I just don't know if the medicine in the villa can make you feel better quickly." Yezi said, "Use a little first, and I will let Hongying deliver the medicine in the evening. Now Hongying is busy with other things." Night. Tian Qingzhu went to Fengnan fashion store to work as a part-time shopping guide again. There were many customers, but she was a little uneasy. She introduced things to customers twice and reported the wrong price, but Dinan did not blame her. Dinan knew very well. At this time, all Tian Qingzhu thought about was Lin Feng. The group of customers just now went out, until now. Today's turnover has reached more than 1,600, and it is not yet 8 o'clock in the evening. It is estimated that when the door is closed, today's turnover is expected to exceed 2,000 yuan. But Dinan didn't see how excited he was, and his red lips would move for a moment from time to time, as if he wanted to say something, but it was always brewing. Tian Qingzhu said softly, "Sister Nan, you have seen Ye, but you haven't told me yet. What did Ye say to you?" Dinan said, "I didn't chat with her for a long time at that time, but I really wanted to chat with her for a while, and wanted to know more about Lin Feng's current situation, but she didn't want to chat with me too much, just told me that Lin Feng is very safe, he's in a very special place." "What is the special place?" Tian Qingzhu was very confused. Doubtfully, "Sister Nan, can you guess what Ye said?" Dinan said, "I can't be sure, but I think it's most likely Ye's private residence. Tian Qingzu said, the leaves are really interesting. Since I hate Linfeng so much, why did you call Linfeng to her private residence? Women's feelings about men are sometimes complicated. On the surface, it is very annoying, but she may like it very much in her heart. Maybe Ye likes Linfeng in her heart. Dinan thought of this level, but she didn't say it. Lest Tian Qingzu feel sad. Dinan believes that Linfeng and Tian Qingzu are very likely to come together. But it is absolutely impossible for Linfeng and Ye Ziyi to get married and have children. Even if Ye likes Linfeng very much, he will not let Linfeng be her husband, and Ye Qingchen, Ye Ziyi's father, does not allow his daughter to marry a man like Linfeng. Tian Qingzu was a little anxious, and said aggrieved, I've been waiting for a long time, you tell me. Dinan said with a relieved smile, actually, I'm also very confused, maybe Ye Ziyi wants Linfeng to help her with something, don't forget, Linfeng is a kung fu master, maybe Ye has encountered some kind of danger recently and wants Linfeng to protect her. Tian Qingzu somewhat believed in this possibility, her tears finally flowed out, and her full body was shaking as she choked up. Dinan grabbed Tian Qingzu's hand and said with a smile, don't cry, Linfeng will be back in a few days. When you see him, you can be his girlfriend. Tian Qingzu, who was in tears, became shy and said softly, Sister Nan, let's not talk about this for now. Actually, I haven't decided whether I want to be Brother Feng's girlfriend. Dinan said, I told you before, Linfeng is such a good man, if he misses it, it will be your loss, you can't miss it again. Tian Qingzu said, okay, I will seriously consider it. At the same time, she also thought that if she was Linfeng's girlfriend and Linfeng wanted to be with her, she would not have enough reason to refuse. She was a little scared when she thought about it. When Linfeng broke into her body, she would hurt a lot at the same time, she also not a first girl. From Ye Ziyi's private villa, Hong Ying came over and brought a very expensive trauma medicine. Seeing Ye's injury in this way, Hong Ying immediately burst into tears. That Linfeng, he actually beat you up like this, I won't kill her. Hong Ying, you don't have to be so angry, even if you want to kill Linfeng, can you do it? Although your kung fu is very high, you are not his opponent. Ye Ziyi smiled. My eldest lady, are you crazy? You are so injured that you can still smile so brightly. My kung fu is not as good as his, but I have a gun. Do you think he will have a quick bullet? It's easy to want his life, since he's here, let him die here. Hong Ying, it's all said, you don't have to be so excited. Could it be that we want Linfeng to come over this time to kill him? Ye Ziyi said angrily. It was only then that Hong Ying thought that letting Linfeng live here this time was not to kill him, or even to cause him any harm, but for other purposes. Hong Ying said, you can deal with him without a gun, but I can always beat him, right? Ye Ziyi said, if he asks you to fight, then you fight. If he doesn't let you fight, then you don't fight. This is the matter between the two of you. Hong Ying used the trauma medicine for Ye Ziyi, and then aggressively pushed open the door of Linfeng's room. Linfeng, who was browsing the web, saw Hong Ying coming, and smiled awkwardly. Hong Ying's hand squeezed Linfeng's shoulder very hard, and said coldly, why did you beat Ye Ziyi like that? This is probably the most serious injury Ye Ziyi has ever suffered in her life, and this kind of serious bodily injury is something you gave her to her. Broad. Linfeng said, I think it's time to let you know, Ye Ziyi has already told you, so you don't need to ask me. Hong Ying said, isn't it just for the stinky woman Dinan? Do you think Dinan can be compared with Miss Ye Ziyi? Miss Ye is the golden branch of the rich family, so what is Dinan? Linfeng abruptly pushed aside Hong Ying's hand on his shoulder, and said coldly, could it be that Jin Ziwei is a human being, and an ordinary person is not a human being? Maybe in the eyes of you and Ye, Dinan is a trivial person, but in my eyes, Dinan is my good friend and a very important person. No matter who you hurt her, you will pay the price. Hong Ying was stunned, because Lin Feng started mad at her again after hitting the leaves. I admire the friendship between you and Dinan. It seems that you are really loyal to your friends, but I can't tolerate the damage you caused to Yezi, and I want to beat you. I'm sorry, I don't want you to hit me. If you shoot, I will fight back. It's up to whoever can hit me, Lin Feng said. Hong Ying even hoped that Lin Feng would not fight back and let her beat her. If Lin Feng made a move, I am afraid she would not have a chance, but she still said, then fight, otherwise the anger in my heart will not subside. Lin Feng smiled lightly and got up from the chair, but he didn't put on a fight with Hong Ying. He quickly sat down on the sofa, lit a cigarette and started smoking. Hong Yingzin said, "You bastard, you beat Miss Yaya like that, and you can still be so cool when you smoke, you really me off." Hong Ying raised her slender legs and quickly kicked it towards Lin Feng's face. With a cigarette in her mouth, Lin Feng easily pushed Hong Ying's slender legs aside. Hong Ying kicked over with 2 leg sweeps again, with great force and very fast speed. Only 2 slaps. Lin Feng's slap pushed Hong Ying's legs to the side twice. Hong Ying's body lost its balance, almost it fell to the ground, but she quickly leaned over. Since she can't get her legs out, she will punch. In theory, her fists are not as powerful as her slender legs, but she still wants to give it a try. Hong Ying's fists roared and attacked, and in an instant, there were more than 10 punches, all of which were aimed at Lin Feng's face, but they were all resolved by Lin Feng. Seeing that Hong Ying's fist became more and more violent, Lin Feng didn't want to toss with her anymore, so he grabbed her right wrist and yanked it violently. Hong Ying rushed towards him and slammed into his arms with great force. Lin Feng touched Hong Ying's towering chest, and soon kissed her delicate face again, smiling, "Hong Ying beauty, you beaten it just now, why don't you calm down and let me touch it?" "Kiss." Hong Ying said coldly, "You bastard, I don't want you to touch or kiss, I beat you just now, but I didn't beat you, how powerful you are, sitting on the sofa and smoking the cigarettes dealt with me." Lin Feng smiled and said, "Just know that I am good, although in the eyes of many people, I am just an ordinary person, and even a little bit incompetent, but I am still very good." Hong Ying gradually calmed down, and her eyes became warm. Although she was hugged by Lin Feng, she didn't seem to have any objections. Lin Feng was very surprised. He thought that Hong Ying's anger would burn for more than 2 hours, but after less than half an hour, it had a tendency to go out. Of course, this is a good thing for him. If Hong Ying continues to toss with him, it will make him very irritable. If he loses his hand, I am afraid that Hong Ying will also be injured, then his sin will be even greater. Lin Feng first tasted the smell of Hong Ying's beautiful face, then looked at the large piece of delicate skin under her neck, then his eyes fell on her towering chest, and he said to touch, and then his hand passed through. Hong Ying's fashionable half-sleeved shirt quickly passed through her chest photo and touched the pair of plump big balls. Gently kneading, savoring the softness and warmth, the sound of Hong Ying's breathing is very intoxicating, and the beautiful face is full of ecstasy. To be continued. If you like this work, you are welcome to come to the starting point, to vote for recommendation and monthly tickets. Your support is my biggest motivation. Mobile users, please go to to read. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Peach Youth. Author, Sci-fi. Chapter 314. A few minutes later, Lin Feng's hand didn't mean to take it out at all, and the panting Hong Ying shouted, "Don't be too aggressive, kid, take out your hand quickly." As if it was almost done, Lin Feng took out his hand and smiled, "You are soft and tender, it feels really good, it would be great if I could kiss your breasts." Hong Ying snorted, "Actually, what you said just now is enough to think about it in your heart. When you say it, it makes me want to slap you, Your ambition is really not small, and you want to kiss my chest. Do you still want to sleep with me? Lin Feng said, if you agree, I can sleep with you at any time. It's fine if you want to be on the bed or in the bathroom. Instead of being angry, Hong Ying showed a hot smile. You kid can be as annoying as you want. Lin Feng is very puzzled, because the distance between him and Hong Ying is obviously getting closer and closer. Hong Ying seems to be really in love with him. Whether Ye is in love with him, he is not sure, but what he can be sure, Hong Ying is indeed in love with him. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing for him. If Hong Ying suddenly said to him, Lin Feng, be my boyfriend, how should he answer? Should his third girlfriend be Beauty Bamboo or Hong Ying? He simply thought about it and felt that if he just compared the two of them together, it should be the beautiful Bamboo, because he and Hong Ying are not the same. I'm going to give you a red massage tonight, Hong Ying said. Lin Feng was happier than before, and he beat Ye Ziyi. Hong Ying actually wanted to give him a massage and came to Ye Ziyi's private villa. He really enjoyed it. It was the first time he heard about the red style massage. He didn't know what the whole massage process was like. It was estimated that he still needed to take off all his clothes and put on disposable shorts. It was estimated that he would still be very comfortable. Lin Feng said, I've heard of blue style massage before, as well as Hong Kong style massage and Thai style massage, but I've never heard of red style massage. Did you invent it yourself? Hong Ying said, the red style massage is my original creation. I only did it for my master and Miss Ye Ziyi before. I told you before that my master is also a woman, so I have never done red massage for men before. Lovely massage. Lin Feng said, can you tell me in advance what the scale of the red style massage is? Hong Ying said, I can't tell you, you will know when you get to bed, but what I can tell you in advance is that you have to wear disposable shorts. Sure enough, wear disposable shorts. At the same time, Lin Feng also thought about it. When Hong Ying gave Ye Ziyi a red style massage, Ye Ziyi also put on disposable shorts. He quickly felt that it was wrong. The reason why he put on disposable shorts was to prevent him from looking at him during the massage. The thing that touches him, Ye and Hong Ying are also women. So she doesn't need to wear disposable shorts, she can be naked. Ye's face is very beautiful, her are full, and her legs are very slender. What would she look like when she was naked? Think about the real thing. Lin Feng's blood is boiling, and the small universe in his body is erupting. His heart was very comfortable, and he immediately wanted to enjoy Hong Ying's original red style massage. He said, can we start? I'm afraid it won't start until 2 hours later, I have to accompany Ye Ziyi first. Hong Ying walked out with hot steps. Savoring the aroma left by Hong Ying, Lin Feng continued to ponder what the red style massage was like. At the same time, he also wondered why Hong Ying was so good to him. Is it the meaning of the leaves or the meaning of Hong Ying himself? What he can be sure of is that Hong Ying has feelings for him, but Ye Ziyi only regards him as a friend, and does not have feelings for him. It is definitely not easy for the noble and arrogant Miss Ye to have feelings for a man. It is already difficult to have a special favor. From this level of analysis, it should be Hong Ying's own intention. Maybe Hong Ying did this to make him obsessed with her. Some women make men obsessed with purity, some women make men obsessed with gentleness, and some women make men obsessed with hotness. Hong Ying belongs to that hot type. Maybe Hong Ying will make a request that will surprise him soon. Maybe Hong Ying will tell him very straightforwardly, Lin Feng, I want to come with you once. There is another situation that Lin Feng is very afraid of, that is, Hong Ying will stand in front of him wearing short skirts, stockings and crystal sandals in a short time, wriggling a few times, and then said with a charming smile, Lin Feng, be mine boyfriend. Lin Feng doesn't want Hong Ying to be his girlfriend, so once this happens, he will take a way to refuse Hong Ying with the least damage, but Hong Ying will still get angry and may say to him, You don't know anyway, bastard. To make you my boyfriend is to flatter you. If you don't agree, I will join forces with Yaya and fix you severely. Lin Feng's head is a little big. He decided not to think about this issue for now. Some things he will face after arriving at this luxurious villa are unknown. He can only take a step by step. Lin Feng hopes to stay until there was no entanglement in the moment I left here. When Hong Ying arrived at Ye Zi's room, Sister Wang knew that Hong Ying had something to talk to Ye Zi alone, so she smiled at Hong Ying and walked out. Sitting next to Ye Zi's bed, looking at Ye Zi's miserable appearance, Hong Ying sighed. I wanted to beat Lin Feng just now and beat him even more than you are now, but that kid won't let me beat him, did you? Seeing his appearance at the time, he was too arrogant. Sitting on the sofa smoking a cigarette, he solved my moves. That kid has a very high predictive ability and a very fast speed. He doesn't usually practice kung fu, but his kung fu well maintained. Yazideo, compared with his kung fu, your kung fu is not at the same level. You can see that even the thunder and lightning legs can't deal with Lin Feng. We don't know how much Lin Feng's kung fu is. Gao, he must have practiced kung fu very hard in the past, and he has practiced for many years. Even if he doesn't practice kung fu very often now, since he came to Beijing, he has had many opportunities to fight and fought against several masters. It will be worse than before. Hong Ying said leisurely, although Lin Feng is still very ordinary, he is amazing enough. At least his kung fu is very admirable. Ye Zi said, you might as well accompany Lin Feng to play ambiguous. I'll just lie in bed and rest, you don't need to accompany me. Hong Ying was a little embarrassed, and smiled, but I want to stay with you for a while. If nothing is expected, Sister Wang should be in Lin Feng's room. Lin Feng soon heard the knock on the door again, but he knew that this time it wasn't Hong Ying, let alone Leaf lying on the bed, but the charming beauty of Sister Wang. Lin Feng walked over and opened the door. He saw Sister Wang, who was charming and charming. At the same time, he also saw resentment in Sister Wang's eyes. Sister Wang was obviously very dissatisfied with him for beating the leaves like this. Sister Wang, do you have anything to do with me? Actually, it's nothing. I'm just here to see you. I can't give you a chance to exploit the code. Don't worry about this, since I promised you not to type while you live here, then I will definitely not type. At the beginning, I was a little confused, thinking that I'm sorry for my readers, I'm sorry, I will affect the book. But now I've thought about it, anyone may encounter something, such as what I'm encountering now is almost irresistible, and it's nothing to stop for 3 days, Lin Feng said. Sister Wang walked in with graceful steps, sat on the sofa, her eyes looked in an inexplicable direction, her expression was calm. Lin Feng stared at Sister Wang's face for almost 10 seconds, but he didn't know where Sister Wang was. What to think? Lin Feng sat next to Sister Wang and smelled a very light but nice perfume. He was sure that Sister Wang was wearing a very high-end perfume, which was probably expensive, but he didn't know what brand it was. Perfume. Lin Feng originally thought that Sister Wang would speak to him first, because since Sister Wang arrived in his room, she would definitely have something to say, but it was almost 5 minutes later, and Sister Wang didn't say anything, so he planned to use it. When talking about perfume as a topic, he smiled and said, Sister Wang, what brand of perfume are you using? It smells so good. Sister Wang's tone was very light, international big brand, have you heard of Bai Yang perfume? Lin Feng said, I heard that it is the top perfume brand that ranks first in the world. It is very expensive. Sister Wang, you are a very noble woman. This perfume matches your temperament very well. Sister Wang had a deep resentment towards Lin Feng, but what Lin Feng said just now made her very comfortable. There seemed to be a warm air flowing in her body, making her face not as calm as before. The smile is a little brighter. Sister Wang said, the Bai Yang perfume I used was given to me by Ye Zi. I have a good relationship with Ye Ye, and she often gave me good things. Lin Feng said, I will give you something good when I have the ability in the future. Sister Wang smiled and said, why do you want to give me something good? Besides, I don't need to accept your gift. Sister Wang really did not give face, but Lin Feng did not feel embarrassed because of this, because he expected that Sister Wang was very likely to say so. Lin Feng lit a cigarette, probably because Sister Wang was too charming. He even wanted to spit the smoke on Sister Wang's beautiful face, but Sister Wang was neither Dainan nor the crazy Queen Xiaoqian, so he couldn't easily tease Wang like that. Sister. Lin Feng spit out a puff of smoke casually, and asked in doubt, Sister Wang, why do you think Hongying is so good to me? Sister Wang said, Hongying wanted to beat you up just now, and she did attack you, but she is not your opponent, so she didn't beat you. Is she treating you well? To be continued. If you like this work, you are welcome to come to the starting point, to vote for recommendation and monthly tickets. Your support is my biggest motivation. Mobile users, please go to to read. Peach Youth. Author, Su Kifeng. Chapter 315. Sister Wang is a person with rich life experience, and her speaking skills are very high, but Lin Feng just wanted to find out something from Sister Wang. Lin Feng said, there is a reason for Hongying to hit me just now. She is really kind to me. She makes me very comfortable, but I don't know why she wants to make me comfortable. Sister Wang said, what you meant just now is that Hongying has done that kind of thing with you, making you very comfortable. Lin Feng said, I didn't do that kind of thing, but she just made me very comfortable. She gave me. Sister Wang seemed to know that Hongying gave Lin Feng a full body massage. She interrupted Lin Feng's words and said with a smile, maybe it's because she likes you, but I'm just guessing. I don't know the exact reason. Lin Feng believed that Sister Wang and Ye knew the truth, but she didn't want to tell him before the deadline. Although Sister Wang said that she was just a guess, Lin Feng believed that Sister Wang's guess was justified. On him. Lin Feng still wanted to chat with Sister Wang, but Sister Wang had already stood up and walked towards the door with graceful steps. Staring at Sister Wang's graceful back for a few seconds, Lin Feng said at the moment when Sister Wang opened the door, did you like me? Sister Wang was obviously out of anger, and when she turned back, her eyes showed a coldness. She paused for a moment and said, don't think about it, kid, be careful that I will kick you to death. Sister Wang walked out. Lin Feng laughed, and suddenly felt that he was absurd just now, or that he originally lived in the rented master bedroom, and suddenly it was absurd that he had to live in Ye Zi's private villa for 10 days. Perhaps this absurdity is made by leaves. Perhaps this absurdity was created by Hongying. Perhaps this absurdity was of his own making. Maybe it was because Sister Wang's intoxicating aroma had stimulated him just now. It made his body very tall and straight, but so far no one in this villa has become the object of his desire. In the past, Lin Feng vented because of his love. He has vented because of his impulses, because he wanted to vent, but in the current situation, no matter what he is, he can't easily vent. Lin Feng continued to browse the web page. Although he couldn't code words, he still opened his book and read it. Various data were still improving rapidly. When he saw these data, he would feel the beauty of life. A man's happiness should be linked to his career. The code word is Lin Feng's career. The improvement of data means that his career is progressing, so he is very happy. The manuscript is still in play, and the updates set in advance appear to be very stable. Enthusiastic readers do not know when they read the book and publish book reviews. The author of this book has not been able to code words for a few days. It's not that I don't want to code, but I can't code, and the situation of breaking the watch will come soon. Although the watch is only broken for 3 days, it will also cause a lot of waves. It was more than an hour after coming in. What Lin Feng thought was, Hongying will come in any time and give him a red massage. From the last time Hong Ying gave him a full body massage, it can be inferred that the upcoming red style massage will make him very comfortable, but it will also make him more impulsive. That was the case last time, when Hong Ying gave him a full body massage. His hand always wanted to touch Hong Ying's body and her chest. I want to touch her thighs, touch her wet spots, and even get entangled with her to get hot. Last time, he and Hong Ying did have a very hot ambiguity. Although they couldn't touch Hong Ying's wet place, let alone break into her body, it was definitely hot enough. What will this red style massage be like? When Lin Feng thought of this, the door opened and Hong Ying walked in. The red short shirt showed her navel, and the red short skirt just covered her thighs. She didn't wear stockings, and most of her slender legs were exposed. As long as the red short skirt was lifted up a little, you could see the shorts. Very hot and hot. Even if Lin Feng used 100% perseverance to keep calm, he would still feel dry mouth. Lin Feng believed that Hong Ying must be wearing shorts, otherwise when he was massaging, the wet area would be exposed at any time, so he could see this, but Lin Feng didn't know what color and style of pants Hong Ying was wearing. Hong Ying's soft hand pressed on Lin Feng's shoulder, and her hot body leaned forward slightly to touch Lin Feng's body. She smiled charmingly at him and said, "Lin Feng stinky boy, can't you take it anymore?" At this moment, Lin Feng's body seemed to react more violently. If it weren't for him being okay, the nosebleed would have spurted out in an instant. Lin Feng said, "First of all, let me emphasize that we are about the same age. You can't just call me a stinky boy, and then I ask you, why do you always seduce me? Who seduced you?" Hong Ying was instantly angry. The hand that was originally on Lin Feng's shoulder suddenly raised and swiped towards her face. Lin Feng grabbed her wrist and pulled her into his arms with a little force. The other hand through the red short skirt, she pressed onto Hong Ying's round and soft buttocks. Hong Ying's towering chest began to squeeze Lin Feng's body, his hot body twisted slightly, and he said softly, "Dear, let me go quickly, or how can I give you a red style massage? Kiss your sister." Lin Feng pushed Hong Ying, and Hong Ying's body took a few steps back to maintain his balance, and he was almost approaching the door. Hong Ying said angrily, "You has a really good temper, so push me hard." Lin Feng said, "No credit, no reward, no matter what you think, but in my opinion, you are bribing me by doing all kinds of massages for me. Since I have no credit, I always make you so angry. If you want to live, then you don't have to make me so comfortable, you go out, and you don't have to give me any massage. Oh, I repeat, since I promised you that I won't be able to code while living here, then I can code a word, and you don't have to supervise me at any time." The charming and hot Hong Ying was embarrassed at this moment, and glanced at the small bamboo basket in her hand. It contained all the things needed for a red style massage, including 2 very high-end essential oils from international brands. Doing something with these 2 essential oils can give people an incomparable ecstasy. Hong Ying said, "You really don't know what to do." Lin Feng said, "I just don't know what to do." Hong Ying rushed out the door. Lin Feng just found that Hong Ying's eyes were wet, and just as Hong Ying walked out quickly, he heard Hong Ying's choked voice. When Hong Ying cried, it was even more obvious that Hong Ying was in love with him. Lin Feng sat on the sofa and was a little dumbfounded, because Hong Ying's affection for him would bring him a lot of trouble. He could even be sure that even if he fell in love with Hong Ying there will be no result. The final breakup will definitely be proposed by Hong Ying. She will probably say, "Lin Feng, after dating for so long, we are too familiar with each other, so we can't continue to be lovers, let's just be friends." What Lin Feng wanted was a woman who could marry him as his wife, not a game of changing the relationship between men and women from friends to love to friends. But there is a situation that Hong Ying seduces him so much, makes him so comfortable, and has other purposes. Lin Feng really can't understand what Hong Ying wants to do. Hong Ying carried the small bamboo basket for the red style massage to Ye Zi's room. Tears hung on her beautiful face, her eyes were very moist, and she choked sometimes. Yaziran smiled and said, "Look what happened to you. Could it be that your hot temptation failed so much that Lin Feng was driven out?" Hong Ying told the scene just now and sighed, "It may be that Lin Feng is doubting why I am so good to him, so he wants to force me to tell the reason in this way." Yazi, I said, "If that's the case, then tell him." Hong Ying said, "No, I don't want to tell him yet." Yazi, I said, "Why? Even if you tell him now, it's fine. A few days have passed, and the 10-day deadline will come soon. You are hesitating now, and maybe you will hesitate when the 10-day deadline comes." Hong Ying said, "But I just don't want to tell her now." Yazi, I said, "It's up to you, I have done everything I should do, and then it depends on your performance." Half an hour later, Hong Ying still stayed in Yazi's room, chatting about some people and affairs of Hung To Company, and some current fashions. For the two of them, they will not forget to enjoy life while doing business. Since we are alive and have the conditions, we must improve the quality of life. Yazi smiled and said, "Hong Ying, you have always been very brave, you dared to break through the sea of swords, what's the matter now?" So that Lin Feng's attitude just now was frightened. "You dare not go to his room like that, if so, your well-designed red-inspired massage will go to waste." Hong Ying said, "Who said I didn't dare? I'll go right now, I have to give that a red massage this night, I want to make him comfortable, I want to make him ecstasy, I want to make him obsessed with me." Hong Ying walked out of Yazi's room carrying the bamboo basket with the red-style massage supplies, stood outside Lin Feng's room for almost a minute, and opened the door without knocking. Lin Feng was leaning on the sofa to smoke. When he saw Hong Ying coming in again, he suddenly didn't know what to say to her, he could only smile. Hong Ying also smiled, very hot. She also showed a very unique shyness, came over with the bamboo basket, and sat beside Lin Feng, although Hong Ying did not sit on him, but he felt it a piece of softness, probably because Hong Ying's body is too graceful and full. Hong Ying said, "Anyway, I'm ready, and I can give you a red-style massage at any time. If you want, put on disposable shorts. If you don't want to, I'll go out immediately." To be continued. If you like this work, you are welcome to come to the starting point, to vote for recommended and monthly tickets. Your support is my biggest motivation. Mobile users, please go to to read. Peach Youth. Author, Sci-fi Feng. Chapter 316. Although he can only take one step at a time, the next step is very important. Lin Feng hesitated for a moment and said, "You are such a hot beauty who can't wait to make me feel comfortable. I must not disappoint your kindness, I will replace it with a one-off shorts. Are you going to avoid it, or are you going to let me put on disposable shorts in front of you?" Hong Ying said, "I'm sitting on the sofa, you go to bed to change, I won't deliberately look in your direction, and you can turn your back and change." Lin Feng said, "As long as you sit here, no matter how I put on disposable shorts, it is equivalent to putting on in front of you, unless you close your eyes or cover them with a cloth." Hong Ying said, "Don't be so shy, even though I've never seen a man's body before, aren't you a man? Do you think you can scare me? If you have the ability, stand in front of me and change it." Hong Ying was so excited, she actually asked Lin Feng to stand in front of her and put on disposable shorts, which must include a stripping process. Who is afraid of whom? If I am afraid of you, then I am not Lin Feng. Thinking like this, Lin Feng planned to change into disposable shorts in front of Hong Ying. He moved quickly. After taking off the shirt on his upper body, his strong muscles were exposed in front of Hong Ying. Hong Ying didn't look away, as if it didn't matter, but she was already stimulated by Lin Feng's well-proportioned upper body. Some men's muscles were very developed, but they looked too abrupt, and some women thought it was a kind of male and healthy beauty. Some women will think that it is awkward. Lin Feng's muscles are very developed, but his body is very well proportioned. That's hard to come by. Lin Feng said, I can see obsession in your eyes. Although you seem to be calm, you have already begun to hunt for beauty, and I am your prey. Hong Ying raised her slender legs and kicked it towards Lin Feng. This kick was wicked enough. It turned out to be kicking at Lin Feng's thing. Lin Feng would not let Hong Ying kick him, otherwise he would not be so happy. It would be painful to scream. The moment Lin Feng dodged, he was 2 meters away, and said with a smile, what's there to pretend, anyway, I'm going to strip naked in front of you. If you really want to appreciate my body, then enjoy it to the fullest. Hong Ying's beautiful face was full of sullenness, but her breathing was even more uneven, or she was already panting slightly, teasing Miss Ye's beautiful bodyguard, Hong Ying, into this way. He is still quite accomplished. Lin Feng leaned over again. It was about a meter away from the red shadow. Putting his hands on the sides of the belt buckle, he smiled a little evilly, beauty, look good. My pants are about to be taken off. Hong Ying didn't continue to kick Lin Feng with her feet. Even if she wanted to pretend, she couldn't be as calm as before. Her eyes were blurred, and her beautiful face was blushing with arrogance, as if she wanted to tell Lin Feng through this expression, even if I saw your whole body I would be disdainful. Lin Feng smiled again, I really took off. Hong Ying was angry, the crimson was more intense, like a bottle of high-end red wine, you bastard, if you want to take it off, if you don't take it off, pull it down. Lin Feng took off his trousers in front of Hong Ying, his legs were strong, and he was left with a pair of trousers. The outline of that part was very bulging, because he was already very tall and straight. If Hong Ying's eyes were divergent just now, then at this moment, her eyes were condensed on that part of Lin Feng. Her eyes were very hot, but her expression was very interesting. The cold and arrogance in the crimson became more prominent, as if she was telling Lin Feng, no matter what I'm about to see, I won't be afraid. Lin Feng said, I will take off my pants very quickly, but I can give you a chance to close your eyes in advance, otherwise you will really see it. Hong Ying really didn't expect that Lin Feng would tease her so much. In the process of changing into disposable shorts, Hong Ying hummed, you take off your pants very fast, and I will pull your thing very fast. Come on, be careful with me. Hong Ying must be a master at playing evil. In the past, Hong Ying was always by Miss Ye's side. What evil she had played, Ye should know very well, but Lin Feng didn't know. But Lin Feng believed that if Hong Ying became evil, he would be able to do anything. He was teased enough just now, and he could not rule out the thing that Hong Ying would attack him the moment he took off his pants. Hong Ying didn't mean to close his eyes, Lin Feng's movements were really fast, and the moment he took off his pants, his body also bounced, but Hong Ying sat on the sofa and did not move, and did not intend to attack Lin Feng's thing, meaning, but her eyes also condensed. It can be said to be very greedy appreciation. When Lin Feng had put on disposable shorts, Hong Ying gave an evaluation, you're very proud, and yours should be very comfortable, no wonder you are so unprofessional, and women continue to fall in love with you, I understand now, those women are not obsessed with you, but pleasure. Lin Feng said with a smile, what you said just now is quite surprising, in fact, I have always been in contact with women by personal charm, not all of my things, because I have not seen all the women, nor is it every woman who talks to me gets by me, like you. Hong Ying couldn't refute, because up to now, she and Lin Feng had talked a lot, sometimes they attacked each other, sometimes they teased each other, but Lin Feng had never had with her. Lin Feng said, how should I cooperate with you? Hong Ying said, stand on the bed. Lin Feng said, you scared me to death, why didn't you lie down or crawl, but stood? Hong Ying said that the steps of the red style massage are like this, first you have to stand on the bed. Lin Feng said, well, listen to you, you are the one who gave me the massage, I am the one who enjoys it, I will be more comfortable if I cooperate with you, but you can't fix me on the bed, or I will cut your ass. Lin Feng, who only had disposable shorts, stood on the bed, and Hong Ying in a red short skirt stood under the bed. The scene of one high and one low was quite unique. Lin Feng looked forward to Hong Ying's wonderful performance and did not relax his vigilance, because Hong Ying was always on the lookout. It is possible to use fists and feet to deal with him, and there is a terrible situation that this big soft bed has a mechanism, but he has not found it after sleeping for a few nights. Hong Ying jumped to the bed, and the big soft bed trembled. At the same time, Lin Feng and Hong Ying, who were standing on the bed, trembled with the big bed. Lin Feng looked like an athlete who was about to complete the 10-meter springboard, with Hong Ying's towering chest rippling in the red short skirt. It seems to be completely mixed with Lin Feng. Hong Ying smiled at Lin Feng and stood behind him. Lin Feng felt that the distance between Hong Ying and him would not exceed 20 centimeters. Hong Ying's towering chest could touch his back at any time. At the same time, it also made him very worried, because Hong Ying might attack him from behind, so it would be difficult to guard against it. Hong Ying's arms were open, and the moment she hugged Lin Feng, her towering chest was pressed against it. Lin Feng felt the softness and the heat from a delicate and beautiful woman's body. Very comfortable, and Lin Feng's blood was boiling, and the red-style massage had just begun. He really wanted to press Hong Ying onto the big soft bed and give her a missionary posture. If it was the first time with Hong Ying, Lin Feng would be the best. What he wanted to use was a missionary posture, pressing her down and attacking her violently, watching her beautiful face conquer her. Hong Ying's fragrant tongue kissed from the back of Lin Feng's neck, and the soft and delicate taste strongly stimulated Lin Feng's sensitive nerves. At the same time, Lin Feng also thought of a very serious problem. Was it like this when Hong Ying gave Ya a red-style massage before? If this is the case, the ambiguity between Miss Ya and Hong Ying is stronger than the ambiguity between Dainan and Zhaofei. Hong Ying's fragrant tongue did not let go of any skin on Lin Feng's back, and Lin Feng was so happy that he flew up. When Hong Ying's fragrant tongue moved over his legs, he could hardly stand up. Suffer in enjoyment. Enjoy in torment. Such a strong temptation made Lin Feng's whole body about to explode. His neck bleeds, his blood vessels swelled, and he might do something ecstatic to Hong Ying at any time. The ethereal voice of the red shadow seemed to come from the sky. If you can't stand it anymore, you can tell me, and I will stop in time. Lin Feng's voice began to tremble. What is this? You can continue, my endurance is not as bad as you think. The moment Hong Ying dodged, she stood opposite Lin Feng just now. Hong Ying's face and chest were facing Lin Feng's back. At this time, she and Lin Feng were already face to face. Hong Ying smiled and said, "Look at your neck is red. If you die because of a burst blood vessel, it is equivalent to me killing you with tenderness." Lin Feng said, "If this is the case, you didn't kill me with tenderness, you killed me with, but this situation will not happen. The big deal is that I have with you. After I went through your body she will be extraordinarily calm, and she will look at any beautiful woman in the world with the calm eyes of her sister and sister. At that time, in my eyes, a woman's mouth is not used for kissing, but for chatting and eating. A woman's are not used for stroking, but for breastfeeding children, and the wet part of a woman is not for rubbing, but for conveying the woman's." Ha ha ha. Hong Ying laughed recklessly, her towering chest jumped against Lin Feng, and after laughing for almost 3 minutes, Hong Ying calmed down a little. "What you said just now is the funniest thing I have ever heard in my life. Oh, it shouldn't be funny, it's supposed to be fun. Oh, it shouldn't be fun, but it's funny. You kid is so dark and humorous, it makes me very happy." Lin Feng said, "Go ahead. To be continued." You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Peach Youth. Author, Sci-fi Feng. Chapter 317. Hong Ying nodded slightly and continued the red-style massage. Her hands fell on Lin Feng's shoulders, her eyes were charming, and she said with a charming smile, fall down quickly. Lin Feng stood there still, stepping on the soft big bed with his legs very strong. He had no intention of falling down at all. At the same time, he also said in his heart, you think you have made my legs weak and fall down, even if I stand in bed for 72 hours, I will not fall down. At that time, you can call me the number 1 sentry in the world. Hong Ying said angrily, your sister, if you don't fall down, how can I continue? The next step is not to stand, but to lie down. Only then did Lin Feng realize that his insistence just now was stupid. He had done something very funny and thought he was handsome. While Lin Feng's body was bending, Hong Ying's body was also bending along with him. When he lay on the bed, Hong Ying's entire graceful and hot body pressed against him. Hong Ying's chest is ups and downs, Lin Feng's chest is up and down, Hong Ying is panting, and Lin Feng is also panting. Until now, Lin Feng has been stimulated by Hong Ying quite unsteadily, but Hong Ying continues to stimulate him, and he must continue to enjoy or endure it. Hong Ying's fragrant tongue continued to kiss Lin Feng's body, starting from the neck all the way to the chest, then to the stomach and lower abdomen, and then crossed the area of the disposable shorts to his legs. Maybe it was because it was too comfortable and ecstasy, Lin Feng's whole body softened, and the feeling of powerlessness was very clear, just like at this moment he didn't even have the strength to lift 10 pounds, or he even picked up a bowl to eat. The strength of the dishes is gone. The big bed is soft. Lin Feng's body was soft, and his heartbeat was fast. His vision was a little unclear, and the red shadow became more and more blurred in his eyes. In this blurred vision, Lin Feng saw Hong Ying's hand reaching out to his disposable shorts, and then took off the disposable shorts. Lin Feng's entire body was exposed naked in front of Hong Ying. At this time, he almost didn't even have the strength to talk to Hong Ying. He wanted to ask Hong Ying, you hot woman, take off my disposable shorts. What kind of plane do you want to take? But he had no strength to speak. Red shadow blends 2 very high-end essential oils. She didn't smear Lin Feng's whole body, she just smeared the most proud part, and then her hand moved like a dream, and it really was a plane. The body is very soft and weak, but Lin Feng is still so persistent. Hong Ying's hands have been busy for more than half an hour, but Lin Feng has no tendency to hand down his gun. Red Shadow Heart said. I see how long you can hold on. If you can hold on until dawn, I will start calling you uncle from the moment the sun rises, and I will call you uncle for a lifetime. Oh yeah. Done. Hong Ying finally doesn't have to call Lin Feng uncle, because Lin Feng has surrendered his gun. Hong Ying lay down beside Lin Feng, and her soft hands fell on his chest. She smiled charmingly, do you really want to say something to me? Half a minute passed, and Lin Feng didn't say a word. Hong Ying smiled relievedly, if you are tired, then go to sleep. Lin Feng's state at this time can't be described as tired, it's like the red style massage of Hong Ying has removed all the strength from his body, making him weak. If you don't have the strength to speak, you may fall asleep at any time. Lin Feng's eyes closed slightly. He slept soundly, his breathing was not so fast, but well proportioned, his face was calm, he wasn't dreaming, he wasn't thinking about anything, he was just sleeping. Hong Ying stared at Lin Feng's face emotionally for almost 10 minutes, kissed his face, then jumped out of bed, threw away all the tissue paper she had used when flying the plane just now, and washed it. He washed his face again, walked out of the room with graceful steps, and soon arrived at Ye Zi's room. At this time, Ye was leaning against the bed to read a fashion magazine. She smiled at Hong Ying and continued to read the magazine without saying anything. Hong Ying lay down beside Ye Zi and smiled, the red style massage is over. I was afraid that Lin Feng would not be able to take it, so I skipped a step. Ye Zi said, isn't it because the step of making an airplane was omitted? Hong Ying said, if I did it for you, I definitely didn't have a plane, because you don't have a plane for me to do, but Lin Feng has a plane, such a big fighter, not only can bomb but also launch missiles, don't do his big fighter. I won't be reconciled when the plane gets off. Yezi, I said, you are so shameless. Hong Ying complained, Miss Yezi, I have been with you for so long, this is your evaluation of me. Yezideo, what I said just now was just a joke, not an evaluation of you. You are very clear in your heart, whether as your boss or as your friend, I have a very high evaluation of you. Yes, I really hope that you will stay by my side forever, but unfortunately. Yes, eyes were wet, and Hong Ying's eyes were also wet, and the two beauties hugged tightly together. This was not a hug from Yan Yan, but a hug of friendship. Morning. When Sister Wang made breakfast, Yaya and Hong Ying had already arrived in the living room. The two of them slept together last night, compared their chests and legs, and chatted a lot. Yezi's face was swollen, and the bloodshot in her eyes disappeared. The wound on her face was almost 90%, but her body would still be in pain, because Lin Feng was very heavy when she fell to the ground. If it wasn't for her, I have practiced Kung Fu before and my body is good, I am afraid that the injury will be more serious. Hong Ying said, if you don't go and call Lin Feng, it is estimated that he will sleep until noon, or I will wake him up for breakfast. Yezi, I said, let him continue to sleep, and just eat lunch when he wakes up at noon. Sister Wang joked, Hong Ying, it seems that your red style massage is really amazing. If you have a chance in the future, give me one. Hong Ying said, I said before that I wanted to give you a red style massage, but you said that the process was like playing homosexual love, which would make you feel weird, so I didn't let me do it for you. Sister Wang said, but now I think about it again. Hong Ying said, then wait until I'm interested. After having breakfast together, Yezi went back to the room to rest. She wanted to make her wounds heal as soon as possible. Hong Ying played a few games of chess with Sister Wang before leaving. Sister Wang asked Hong Ying if she could not come over for lunch, and Hong Ying said but come. When Lin Feng woke up, it was almost noon, and when he glanced at the time, he was startled by himself, and he slept for so long. What happened last night? He quickly remembered that Hong Ying gave him a red-style massage, which even included the part of flying the plane. The whole process was too spicy, and Lin Feng's body became upright again after a while. The hotness of the red shadow made him very comfortable. Hong Ying's hotness made him very ecstatic. The hotness of the red shadow made him suffer. Although the red-style massage that Hong Ying gave him included the part of getting an airplane, it was very different from the real one. If you broke into Hong Ying's body to do sports, it would be even more ecstasy. Lin Feng soon stopped thinking about it. He still didn't know why Hong Ying gave him so much spicy food. If he really broke into Hong Ying's body, he would probably face a lot of trouble. After Lin Feng got dressed and washed, he went to the living room without seeing the leaves and red shadows. He smelled the smell of vegetables and knew that Sister Wang was cooking in the kitchen. He hesitated for a moment and walked towards the kitchen. The apron was frying up and down, perhaps because the process of cooking was a kind of enjoyment for her, or maybe it was because she thought of other intoxicating things, with a bright smile on the corner of her mouth, letting that beautiful charm diffuse in the kitchen. Sister Wang looked back at Lin Feng and smiled, you finally woke up. You didn't eat breakfast. Are you hungry? It doesn't matter, lunch will be ready soon. Lin Feng's eyes stayed on Sister Wang's face for 2 seconds, and then fell on her face again after 2 seconds on her chest. He smiled and said, it's okay, I'm not hungry at all. Just now he saw that Sister Wang's face was delicate, the skin on her face was delicate, her were high, and the tights made her protrude, just like those big could jump out at any time. Lin Feng walked out of the kitchen, walked upstairs quickly, knocked on the door of Yezi's room. Yezi was reading Lin Feng's book just now, and now he was reading the news web page. Yaya opened the door, as if a little unhappy. Why are you knocking on my door? Lin Feng smiled and said, I'll see what you're doing. Yezi, I said, no matter what I am doing, it has nothing to do with you. I want to be alone for a while. Don't come in. But Lin Feng had already walked around Yezi's body, glanced at Yezi's computer and sat on the sofa, smiling. Ask you a question. Yezi came over and said angrily, what do you want to ask? Lin Feng said, have you read my novel before reading the news? Yezi said disdainfully, who do you think you are? Do you really think of yourself as a famous novelist? Do you think I am so interested in your novels? Lin Feng said, if you are not so interested in my novels, why do you give me such a high reward? Could it be that you are very interested in me? Yezi sneered, although I have regarded you as a friend, I still think you are an asshole, because you always make me angry. Do you think that Yang Chunbeixiu is me? Lin Feng stared at Yezi's beautiful face for a few seconds, and said solemnly, after my careful analysis during this period of time, I think that there is no one else in Yang Chunbeixiu except you. In fact, you don't need to keep hiding it, since you are Yang Chunbeixiu. Said nothing. Yezi said angrily, I'm not Yang Chunbeixiu, there's something wrong with your brain, get out of here. Yezi was obviously very angry. Lin Feng felt that there were two possibilities why Yezi was very angry. First, she was Yang Chunbeixiu, so she was very angry because she was guessed. Second, she was not Yang Chunbeixiu at all. So angry. To be continued. If you like this work, you are welcome to come to the starting point, to vote for recommendation and monthly tickets. Your support is my biggest motivation. Mobile users, please go to to read. Peach Youth. Author, Su Kifeng. Chapter 318. Lin Feng didn't want to continue to stay in this room to affect Yezi's mood. He smiled and walked out. Sister Wang had already put the dishes on the table and could have dinner at any time. Sister Wang was sitting on the sofa in the living room, her slender legs wrapped in tight pants were tight, as if she was afraid that Lin Feng could see the clues inside through the tight pants. She smiled and said, I don't want to go upstairs, please ask Yaya to come down to eat. Okay, Lin Feng went upstairs and knocked on the door of Yezi's room again. Yezi opened the door and shouted at Lin Feng, you bastard, are you bothered, what do you want to do? I've told you many times, I'm not a young man, and I don't care about your novels that much. Like. Maybe she is, so off. Maybe he wasn't, so angry. Lin Feng said, this time I'm not here to ask you if you are a young lady. Sister Wang asked me to tell you to go downstairs for dinner. Oh, it seems that it's time for dinner, you go down first, tell Sister Wang, I'll go down in 10 minutes. Yezi closed the door. Lin Feng frowned as he stared at the tightly closed door, and began to think about a very serious question. Could it be that he guessed wrong again? Isn't Yezixiu at all? If even the leaves are not white snow in the spring, then who will be the white snow in the spring? Is it Red Shadow? Although Hongying is very spicy to him, Lin Feng can conclude that Hongying will definitely not be the spring and the snow. At the same time, Lin Feng couldn't completely rule out the possibility that the leaves were white snow based on the current situation. When he thought of the real place, his head was a little big. Just don't think about it. Walking downstairs slowly, Lin Feng's mood was obviously not as high as when he went upstairs. Went to Sister Wang and sat down. Zi said she will come down in 10 minutes. Then we two wait for her for 10 minutes. Sister Wang had been watching the large LCD TV, but did not look at Lin Feng's face. Sister Wang's face was very calm, and Lin Feng had no idea what this charming woman was thinking. 10 minutes later, Yezi came downstairs, wearing a very high-end short skirt, matching black stockings and pink and white high-heeled sandals. The temptation of beautiful legs, the temptation of stockings, and all kinds of temptations came at the same time. Let Lin Feng's body react naturally. He is not the kind of person who can't walk when he sees a beautiful woman. Even if he sees a beautiful woman, he can walk like a fly. After seeing a beautiful woman, his body is also easy to react. If the three of you have dinner together, if you can have wine, whether it is white wine or red wine, it will be very good. But neither Ye nor Sister Wang wanted to drink, so Lin Feng did not make such a seemingly reasonable request. Lin Feng felt that if there was no him at the table, Ye and Sister Wang would most likely drink red wine with a goblet, because they were worried that alcohol would stimulate him in some way. So I don't drink. Even without the stimulation of alcohol, Lin Feng was also stimulated by Ye's noble beauty and Wang Ji's charm. Sitting at the dining table, his body was always tall and straight, but Ye and Wang Ji did not see his tall and straight. If you see it, I wonder if Ye and Sister Wang will use chopsticks to point at his tall and straight talk. Ye Zi and Wang Ji both eat slowly. A person like Lin Feng who eats like a race can only restrain himself. Since everything around him is so luxurious and elegant, he can only be a gentleman. Ye Zi and Sister Wang occasionally chat about fashion topics, including beauty and body care and the summer's clothing trends. Although Lin Feng is not a particularly fashionable person, he has also studied these, because some women in his novels the Lord is a very fashionable person, and he needs to use these things when he describes these heroines. After more than an hour, the meal was finally eaten. In fact, Lin Feng has always wanted to ask a question, that is, where did Hong Ying go, and where did the woman who made him very ecstatic through the red-style massage gone? But he didn't ask any questions until the meal was over. Lin Feng was sitting on the sofa smoking a cigarette and watching TV. Sister Wang cleaned up the dishes. Ye Zi came over and stared at Lin Feng's face for a moment before sitting beside him. I need to remind you again, I'm not a young man. If you really want to find this woman who has helped you a lot, don't spend your time on me. I'm definitely not misleading you, I'm telling the truth. Excuse me, Big Lin Feng, do you have any questions? Have. Then ask as soon as possible. I am in the mood now and can answer your question, Ye Zi said. Lin Feng didn't have a microphone in his hand, but his tone was like an entertainment reporter. Miss Ye Zi, what style of pants are you wearing today? Not only Ye Zi heard it, but Sister Wang also heard it. Sister Wang, who was still in the kitchen just now, just walked to the living room and heard Lin Feng's shocking question. Ye Zi's face turned pale at first, and soon became flushed again. He stared at Lin Feng's face full of resentment for about 10 seconds, and then said, I'm wearing black lace pants today, which are very hot. The style, matched with my slender and tender thighs, is simply black and white. Clap clap. Ye slap hit Lin Feng's head, causing Lin Feng's not very long hair to touch his forehead. Ye Zi got up and left the villa with her LV on his back. Sister Wang didn't mean to look at Lin Feng for a while and then went to work. Lin Feng became depressed. In fact, what he wanted to ask Ye was, on the 7th day, if he could send a brief notice to his readers before he was about to end the update, but what he asked was a very irritating question. Annoyed the leaves. Almost half an hour later, Sister Wang finished her work, walked over and sat beside Lin Feng with graceful steps, smiled and said, You see, kid, it's no good to be cheap. Lin Feng said, I didn't make a fool of myself. Sister Wang said, Isn't it rude to ask what style of trousers Ye Zi wears? Lin Feng said, Of course it's not cheap, because Ye Zi told me the answer. She was wearing black lace pants today. I can almost imagine what black lace pants look like on Ye. Sister Wang sighed leisurely and said, People are really invincible, I'm going to be defeated by you. Lin Feng made a victory gesture to Sister Wang. It makes me feel so helpless to make Sister Wang, who is so charming and beautiful, and has a deep understanding of the world. I have a great sense of accomplishment, but you also need to know that in addition to being cheap, I also have lots of good quality. Sister Wang began to look at Lin Feng with incredible eyes, and at the same time her red lips were slightly opened, as if she wanted to say something but didn't say it, and soon her red lips were closed again. Lin Feng said, "Play chess." Sister Wang said, "As you said, you are a stinky chess basket." Lin Feng said, "If I play with a master like you, I guess I'll be a stinky chess basket, but if I play with my dad, there is still a fight." Sister Wang said, "Didn't you just mean that your father and son are both scumbags?" Lin Feng didn't have a problem, but he twisted the beautiful face of Sister Wang's charm, and Sister Wang shouted, "You bastard, don't touch me indiscriminately." Lin Feng said, "Go get the chessboard pieces." Sister Wang said, "You screwed my face just now, and I don't want to play with you anymore." Lin Feng said, "Then don't play." I went upstairs. Lin Feng didn't ask Sister Wang to forgive him, and walked upstairs seriously. Looking at Lin Feng's back, Sister Wang's mouth showed a different kind of smile. When he got to his room, he turned on the computer, and soon he opened his book pages. The rapidly improving data made him complacent. Although it was not yet time for the update, he already wanted to send a notice in advance. Sending this kind of notification will cause the reader a lot of bizarre speculation, and it will not benefit him at all. More than 10 minutes later, Lin Feng heard a knock on the door and knew it was Sister Wang. When he opened the door, he saw Sister Wang holding a chessboard. Lin Feng smiled and said, "Aren't you angry anymore?" Sister Wang said, "In my eyes, you are just a little boy. Do I need to be angry with you?" Lin Feng said, "It's a bit exaggerated to say that. Even if you are 10 years older than me, then I shouldn't be a child. I am a man, and I am a very strong man." Sister Wang walked in, walked gracefully to the edge of the sofa, sat down, looked at Lin Feng's face, smiled and said, "You are indeed a very strong man, and a master of Kung Fu, but your strength belongs to you. Woman, it's nothing to do with me, so you can't stress this in front of me." Lin Feng smiled and sat beside Sister Wang, thinking, "But I really want your charm and beauty to have something to do with me, and I really want to use my strength on you. In the current situation, I can only think about it in my heart and never say it, otherwise the charming woman like Sister Wang may alienate him. Start playing." Lin Feng has never felt how high his chess level is. He is very unconfident to play with a chess master like Wang Ji. Sister Wang's rook and cannon cooperated very mysteriously. It didn't take long before Lin Feng's chess pieces were almost wiped out, leaving Lin Feng's veteran very lonely. The loss in this game is already settled, and Lin Feng does not plan to use it. Xiang and Shi resisted, and he smiled relievedly, "Sister Wang, you are indeed a master of chess. Winning against me is like playing. My chess pieces are about to be killed by you." Sister Wang said, "It was originally a game, not to win the sky and win the land. Even if I kill all your pieces, you will have nothing to lose, just set it up again." At this time, Sister Wang's voice was very soft, and the aroma exhaled between her red lips made Lin Feng very intoxicated. Playing chess with such a charming woman was simply a great enjoyment. Even if she lost miserably, she was very happy. When Sister Wang grabbed the chess piece, her body would bend slightly, and her towering chest would press in Lin Feng's direction. Lin Feng's hand always wanted to touch Sister Wang's chest. This kind of little evil lingered in Lin Feng's mind. Lin Feng could only use perseverance to control his own behavior and not to tease Sister Wang. Because the relationship has not yet reached that stage, he can't often sexually provocative. To be continued. If you like this work, you are welcome to come to the starting point, to vote for recommendation and monthly tickets. Your support is my biggest motivation. Mobile users, please go to to read. Peach Youth. Author, Su Kifeng. Chapter 319. When Lin Feng was about to lose the second set, he wanted to create a small miracle. The so-called small miracle was not to win, but to let Sister Wang not win the game so easily. At this time, Lin Feng had no car, and Sister Wang had eaten all of his 2 cars. Lin Feng began to cooperate with the cannon and the horse. At the same time, one of his soldiers crossing the river also showed great energy. It took almost 5 minutes to keep going. Lin Feng and Sister Wang were both quick-moving chess types. After 5 minutes, they had already made multiple moves, and Lin Feng still lost. Sister Wang smiled and said, "Although you lost again, but at the last moment of this game, your performance was very good. Maybe you were not interested in playing chess often, but you have the potential to become a chess master." Lin Feng said, "Thank you for your affirmation. If you can always point me in the future, Sister Wang, I will make great progress." Sister Wang said, "When the 10 days expire, you can leave here and live your life according to your wishes, but in the future, with Yezi's permission, you can come and play chess with me." Lin Feng said, "Why should it be allowed by the leaves?" Sister Wang said, "Because this villa belongs to her." Lin Feng said, "When you are free, you can go and play chess with me. You shouldn't need Yezi's permission." His question just now was nothing more than to pave the way for the sentence, and Sister Wang naturally heard the mystery and smiled. "Where do I want to go, who do I want to see, yeah won't interfere, but this depends on my mood." Lin Feng's cell phone rang, and saw that it was Wang Wei, a female college student, who was calling. There was a light smile on the corner of his mouth. Even Dinan and Tian Qingzu didn't know where he went. Wang Wei naturally didn't know either. Lin Feng picked it up and said with a smile, "Xiao Yi, it's you, have your work and life been going well recently?" Wang Wei sighed lightly, "That's what it looks like. Now you are getting better and better as a kid. The manuscript fee has reached 1,000 words and 100 words, and you can earn more than 30,000 a month, including you and Dinan's small shop. Earnings. I'm afraid your monthly income is almost 40,000 yuan, but I'm still the same as before. I don't make much money, and I can't catch a golden turtle son-in-law. People are getting old day by day, and I feel depressed when I think about it. I just want to have a drink. Would you be interested in having a drink with me?" Lin Feng is of course very interested in drinking with the beautiful Queen Wei, and having an affair with Wang Wei is what he likes to do very much, but from the university days to the present, he and Wang Wei have not played much ambiguous, but his current situation is not very good. Fa accompany Wang Wei to drink, must give a reasonable explanation. Lin Feng hesitated for a moment and said, "Xiao Yi. The thing is like this, I'm at a friend's house and I'm helping my friend with things. I won't have time in the next few days. If you want to drink, I'll contact you in a few days, and we'll be together. How about a drunk party?" Lin Feng almost said he was out of town just now. But it's a bit inappropriate to lie to Wang Wei like this. He will feel very uncomfortable. Another possibility is that if Wang Wei is very careful, when the mobile phone bill for this month comes out, he will find out that he was not out of town during this call. Lin Feng thought that what he just said was very euphemistic and reasonable, but Wang Wei was still very dissatisfied, and said angrily, "I think you fell into the gentle village of some beautiful girl, you have broken up with the beauty teacher Shang Yuna. Now, it seems that you and Tian Qingzu, the school flower of Beijing Normal University, are on good terms. You must be afraid that Tian Qingzu will be jealous, so you dare not drink with me. Flaunting myself, I'm pissed." When Lin Feng wanted to explain, Wang Wei had already hung up the phone. He could only sigh helplessly, and looked at Sister Wang's charming face. "See, Yaya insisted on keeping me in her private room. Living in the villa for 10 days now affects my relationship with my good friend." Sister Wang said, "There will be gains and losses. It is true that your good friend misunderstood just now, but you are also very comfortable living here. I will cook for you to eat, and Hong Ying will give you a massage. You the boy is already very ecstatic." Lin Fengzin said, "Even if I don't want this kind of ecstasy, I don't want to affect my relationship with Wang Wei. She and I have been good friends since college days, and our friendship has continued until now. It is necessary to continue to explain to Wang Wei, but Wang Wei may not answer the phone call. It is better to send a text message. Xiao Yi, don't misunderstand, I can't drink with you today and Tian Qingzu has nothing to do with it. Until now, Tian Qingzu is not my girlfriend yet, and I have not thought about whether to let her be my girlfriend. I am really helping a friend with a very important matter. Where am I? What to do? It is inconvenient to tell you. I will contact you when I get out in a few days. Seeing the text message sent by Lin Feng, Wang Wei's anger was half gone. What made her wonder was that what Lin Feng was doing at this time seemed to be a very mysterious thing. Where is this kid and what is he doing? I wanted to send a text message to ask, but Lin Feng had already made it very clear in the text message just now, so it was inconvenient to tell her. Wang Wei replied, I'm not so angry anymore, contact me as soon as you get out. Lin Feng could see clearly that Wang Wei used the word immediately. There are two possibilities. The first is that Wang Wei wants to develop with him in that direction, the second is that Wang Wei is in trouble and needs his help. Based on what he had known about Wang Wei over the years, he knew very well that Wang Wei was not a person who was prone to change in mood, so when Wang Wei contacted him this time, it was estimated that he did not want to develop with him in that direction, but that he encountered trouble and needed it very much. His help. He is an online writer in the new era. How can he not come forward when his beautiful classmates are in trouble? Lin Feng's dignified eyes fell on Sister Wang's face. Sister Wang, who is beautiful, gentle, kind, and great, please do something. Don't beg me, I can't be the master, even if you use 100 words of praise to describe me, I can't let you go. If you really want to see that good friend, you can only call Yezi and see what does she mean, and, you can knock me out and run away, Sister Wang said. Lin Feng was a little anxious. Sister Wang, do me a favor, I will be very fast, I will definitely come back before Ye and Hongying arrive. Sister Wang shook her head slightly. Lin Feng said again, I can really come back. Sister Wang shook her head again. Lin Feng said, Sister Wang, although I have been with you for a short time, I found that you are a woman who understands life very well. Among all the women I know, you are the one I admire the most. I beg you, let me go out. Sister Wang was too lazy to shake her head. What should we do? Should I call Ye? But calling Yezi is clearly not acceptable. This call can be concluded without calling Lin Feng. Yezi will not allow him to see Wang Wei. Do my best. If he didn't see Wang Wei, Lin Feng's heart would not be at ease, so he got up and walked out. Where are you going? Sister Wang was in a hurry and rushed over. Her graceful body stood in front of Lin Feng. Sister Wang was tall and had a bit of strength, but she could hardly stop Lin Feng once she was not good at kung fu. Seeing that Sister Wang stretched out her arms to stop him, Lin Feng hugged Sister Wang and stroked her towering chest. Oh what are you doing? Oh your hands. Oh. Lin Feng's hand did not simply touch through the clothes, but his hand quickly reached into Sister Wang's chest and kneaded. Sister Wang's face flushed, and after several consecutive OAHs, her soft and graceful body began to struggle, and she shouted for help. Lin Feng's hand took out from Sister Wang's chest photo, pushed Sister Wang aside, and then walked out. When Lin Feng walked out of the gate of the villa, something that surprised him happened, and Yezi's car drove over. The driver was Hongying. Yezi sat in the back row, both of them saw Lin Feng, and Hongying screamed, "Look!" Lin Feng ran out. Parking. Oh! Hongying stopped the car, got out of the car with Yezi, and the two beauties walked over quickly. Lin Feng didn't run away. If Yezi and Hongying got into the car again to chase him, no matter how fast he ran, he would not be able to escape. Moreover, Yezi and Hongying both had guns on their bodies, and their marksmanship was good. Shoot him in the leg and he'll be a lame man in the future. Why don't you explain it to see if you can go out? Facing Ye and Hong Ying, Lin Feng was a little embarrassed. Actually, I really want to stay here for 10 days before leaving. This is a complete success for us, and it's a great joy for us all. But my female college classmate is in trouble, and I have to help her. Yezideo, you are really loyal to your friends, and you dare to run out at the risk of being severely punished. If you compare my private villa to a prison cell, then you are breaking out of prison. You have never been in prison before, but you should also. It is clear what the consequences of escaping are. Very few people have been able to stay at ease after escaping, either being shot to death on the way to escape, or being caught and sentenced to a heavy sentence after being caught. Lin Feng said, then what is my current situation? Yezi said, you belong to the attempted prison escape. I will give a heavy sentence. I originally only planned to let you stay here for 10 days, but now it seems that you must stay here for 15 days. Lin Feng felt that the world was spinning, and he quickly became cold. Yeah, although we are already friends, although I stayed in your private villa, I had a good time, but I warn you, if you dare to force me, I will kill you. Really cruel. Yezi re-examined Lin Feng again, and said in his heart, you are really a ruthless character, you are a lot more than I imagined, you have offended me several times. I never thought of killing you, but you have already told me twice going to kill me. Ye raised his head and sneered, you are cruel enough, then you strangle me. Naturally, Lin Feng couldn't go down and strangle the leaves, but his face became colder and colder. To be continued. If you like this work, you are welcome to come to the starting point, to vote for recommendation and monthly tickets. Your support is my biggest motivation. Mobile users, please go to to read. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Peach Youth. Author, Su Kifeng. Chapter 320. Lin Feng began to think about breaking through. Yezi and Hong Ying joined forces. Without a gun, they would not be his opponent. When he wanted to take a step, Hong Ying said, Lin Feng, don't mess around. If you suspect it is if your female classmate is in trouble, you can ask Li Xingguo from Jinwu Center to take a look. If it is not a very special person, you can deal with it, and Li Xingguo can also deal with it. Compared with the network in Beijing, Li Xingguo is more powerful than you. Lin Feng smiled and said, now you and Yezi are my friends, and you are also my network, so my current network is more powerful than Xingguo. Yezi said, you still dare to mention that we are friends, should the cruel words you said just now be said to your friends? You kid even makes me feel a little chilled, because of your female classmates, you treated me like this. My friend, I would rather not. Ye cried and ran quickly towards the villa. Hong Ying wanted to chase after her, but she just took 2 steps and turned back. She looked at Lin Feng's face in a meaningful way. I admire your loyalty to your friends, but can you not leave? Give Li Xingguo a call. The problem can be solved, and if necessary, I can also take action. Different positions have different views. Ye thought that Lin Feng should not treat her like this, but Lin Feng thought he should do it. Although Wang Wei is not Lin Feng's woman and has never had that kind of thing before, Wang Wei, a good friend for many years, has a very special place in his heart. Lin Feng nodded and returned to the villa with Hong Ying. Sister Wang, who was sitting on the sofa in the living room, looked cold. Just now, Lin Feng's hand reached into her chest, and kneaded against her plump chest for almost a minute. It made her very angry. At this time, she was considering whether to tell Ye about Lin Feng's evil deeds. Ye made Lin Feng cry. I don't know if I should say it. If I did, Ye would be even more angry, and he might use sharp means to deal with Lin Feng. Is it possible to take out a gun and blow Lin Feng's head? Sister Wang does not plan to sue Lin Feng for the time being. Lin Feng and Hong Ying both went upstairs. Arriving outside Ye Zi's room, Hong Ying smiled and said, "Don't go in. Go to your room and call Li Xingguo." Lin Feng went to his room, called Li Xingguo, and explained it again. Li Xingguo said, "Okay. Do not worry. I didn't chat with Lin Feng too much." Lin Feng didn't tell him the details just now, but Li Xingguo had already thought of it. Lin Feng must have made the leaves up. Li Xingguo and Ye Zi had known each other for many years. With his knowledge of Ye, even Ye had to repair Lin Feng. It will not be cruel, because the noble and beautiful leaves are very kind. People in certain circles in Beijing know that Ye Zi is very powerful and difficult to mess with, but Ye Zi has never used cruel means to deal with people before. Leaf's room, she crawled on the bed crying sadly. Graceful body trembled, very aggrieved. Hong Ying sat on the edge of the bed. He put his hand on Ye's back and said softly, Ye, don't cry. I'm going crazy with anger. What's wrong with crying for a while? If it wasn't for you, what would I do by inviting Lin Feng here? Sorry. Hearing Hong Ying's apologies, Ye Zi's cry was much quieter, and she sat up after a while, looking at Hong Ying's face with tears in her eyes. Although Lin Feng is a person without money or status, sometimes he is easygoing, sometimes when he is rebellious and ruthless, it is surprising, but there are many shining points in him. I am still basically positive about him. I hope you can tell him your thoughts as soon as possible. If you don't say it, then I'll be busy. I will, before he leaves here, I will definitely tell him, but you really want him to stay here for 15 days, then his books will be broken for 8 days, it will affect too much. Don't say yes his readers, I am afraid that the company he signed will have an opinion on him, Hong Ying said. Ye Zi said, I brought Lin Feng here for you. I didn't want to ruin him. I'll let him leave when 10 days are up. Hong Ying said, thank you for your tolerance. Ye Ziran smiled and said, we are good sisters. You are a bit out of touch when you say that. Oh, are my eyes red from crying? Hong Ying said, my eyes are not red from crying, but the tears are very pitiful. Every time I see you crying, my heart will be very sad. Wang Wei was very depressed. She really didn't expect that Lin Feng, a person who was very loyal to her friends, would also have the problem of focusing on over friends. She planned to ignore Lin Feng for a long time, and let the kid think about it alone. The phone rang and saw an unfamiliar number. Wang Wei was very puzzled. After thinking about it for a while, she picked it up. Hello, who are you looking for? Is that Wang Wei? It's me, who are you? I'm Lin Feng's good friend, Li Xingguo from Jinwu Center. I wonder if he has mentioned me to you before. I mentioned that he said that you are a very loyal person to friends. He also said that friends like you are the most reassuring. Oh, is it Lin Feng who asked you to contact me? What happened to him? Lin Feng is helping me with some very special things, so I won't have time in the next few days. He asked me to call you and be sure to meet you. It turns out that, oh, then we don't have to meet. I didn't have a big deal, thank you, Wang Wei said. But Lin Feng told me to let me see you. That's the only way. Don't make me embarrassed. Why don't we meet at Fengnan Fashion Store? All right. Wang Wei finally agreed. An hour later, Li Xingguo and Wang Wei met at Fengnan Fashion Store. Of course, Zhao Fei also came. Dainan and Tian Qingzu were both there. Both of them were very enthusiastic about Wang Wei, but Dainan didn't want Wang Wei and Lin Feng to get too close at this time, because Wang Wei was likely to become Tian Qingzu's competitor. Tian Qingzu actually also thought that Lin Feng might come together with Wang Wei. In a sense, Wang Wei is indeed her competitor, but she currently has no opinion on Wang Wei. Although Dainan has been instigating her, Tian Qingzu has not yet decided whether to be Lin Feng's girlfriend or not. Dainan said, since the three of you are here, let's help you watch the store for 2 hours. Kingzu wants to buy clothes, and I plan to accompany her there. Li Xingguo smiled and said, no problem, you two, let's go shopping. Dainan took Tian Kingzu's hand and walked out. After walking a few meters away, Tian Kingzu said stunned, Sister Nan, what's the matter with you? When did I say I wanted to buy clothes? Dainan said, I just wanted to chat with you alone, that's why I said that. You haven't been shopping for a while, why don't we go shopping in the commercial street? Alright, I just want to buy a set of underwear, you can help me, but don't be too hot. Tian Kingzu smiled slightly, and got into a taxi with Dainan. Dainan has a habit of taking taxis. If the driver is a male driver, she will not chat with her friends at will. If the driver is a female driver, she will be free chatted. Dainan took Tian Kingzu's hand and smiled, you can see that, Lin Feng doesn't care about Wang Wei in general. In the current situation, Wang Wei is Lin Feng's confidant, but one day in the future, Wang Wei may become Lin Feng's girlfriend. Tian Kingzu said, if Brother Feng thinks that he and Wang Wei are very suitable, he will naturally let Wang Wei be his girlfriend. It seems that this is not something we can interfere with. In particular, I will not interfere with Brother Feng's choice. I only wish Brother Feng to be more and more successful and happier. Dainan said, you are too simple and kind, you like Lin Feng so much, what should belong to you, you have to fight for it, if you don't fight for anything, then you will end up empty-handed, no one will pity you. If you become Lin Feng's girlfriend first, then Wang Wei will be out of the game. Tian Kingzu smiled relievedly, isn't this too cruel to Wang Wei? You must know that she and Brother Feng are college classmates. They have known each other for many years and have always had a good relationship. Wang Wei is more qualified to be Brother Feng's girlfriend than me. The elder sister couldn't listen anymore, she turned the car to the side road and stopped. Dainan and Tian Kingzu were both unaware of the situation. Dainan wondered, sister, is the car broken? The elder sister said, the car is not broken, but I found that the brain of this beautiful girl beside you is broken. I must stop and say a few words, otherwise I will not be able to drive normally. The elder sister is really an enthusiastic person, and I am afraid she is also a person with insight into life. Dainan almost burst out laughing, but she was afraid that the laughter would affect the performance of the elder sister, so she kept silent. The older sister looked at Tian Kingzu's face, said earnestly, little sister, I think your face is so beautiful and your figure is so good, if you are still a university student, then you must be a school beauty. Tian Kingzu was shy, neither affirming nor denying. Dainan couldn't bear it anymore, smiled and said, eldest sister, you really have good eyesight, she is the school flower of Beijing Normal University. The elder sister was quite surprised, stared at Tian Kingzu's face for a long time, and exclaimed, it's so beautiful, it's really a sign, there's no flaws at all, she really is a beauty of the school beauty level. Little sister, I tell you, if it's me, the man you like must be caught, and you must not carry forward the style, otherwise you will lose what should belong to you, and the man may not really get the happiness you want after you carry forward the style, if you do it at a critical moment. It's not good for you or him to make concessions. Hey, although I didn't go to college, I also went to secondary school. I worked as a temporary worker in a bank, and now I rent a car. When I was in secondary school, it is to carry forward the style and give the man I like to another woman. As a result, I am not doing well now, and the man is not doing well. I am very family-oriented, and for the sake of my children, I reluctantly live with a man who looks very unpleasant to me. And he, the Prince Charming in my heart, is about to get divorced. To be continued. If you like this work, you are welcome to come to the starting point, to vote for recommendation and monthly tickets. Your support is my greatest power. Mobile users, please go to to read. Peach Youth. Author, Su Kifeng. Chapter 321. Dinan put his hand on Tianqing's fragrant shoulder, squeezed it lightly, and said with a smile, "You heard it, this eldest sister knows it personally. If you give up Lin Feng to Wang Wei, then you won't happiness, maybe Lin Feng will not be happy either. You can't do this kind of thankless thing. I suggest you wait for Lin Feng to be his girlfriend the moment he appears." Tianqingzu blushed, as if he was drunk, and trembled, "But, this kind of thing requires Brother Feng's consent. He doesn't ask me to be his girlfriend, what should I do? After all, I am a girl's, it doesn't seem good to be too proactive." Although Tianqingzu is very simple, sometimes she will be proud in her heart, because she is the school flower of Beijing Normal University. There are more than 30,000 people in the school, about half of them are girls, but she is the most beautiful. Dinan said, "I will remind him when the time comes." Tianqingzu said, "If you reminded him, he still doesn't take the initiative or doesn't want to, what should I do?" Dinan said, "Then I'll beat him up." I took off my high heels and beat him. I beat him to the point where he was shitting. The elder sister laughed, "You are so bold." What exactly happened, we won't know until Lin Feng shows up. Dinan said with a relieved smile, "Sister, let's drive." In Fengnan fashion store, Li Xingguo and Wang Wei are chatting hotly. Li Xingguo is a very talkative person, and Wang Wei also thinks that Li Xingguo is more realistic, so there is no need to be too wary when chatting with him. Li Xingguo is definitely a master at flicking beauties, otherwise he would not have had so many girlfriends before. But now he has undergone tremendous changes compared to the previous him. If he used to be a very evil and romantic eldest young master, then now he is a very mature eldest young master who loves his wife very much. Wang Wei is no one else, she is Lin Feng's female college classmate. Even if Wang Wei's beauty and gracefulness brought him a certain amount of stimulation, Li Xingguo would calm himself down, because fooling Wang Wei is guilty. Wang Wei smiled and said, "Li Xiao, don't always match me and Lin Feng together, that kid Lin Feng has lost love twice. Don't you want him to lose love for the third time? People's endurance is not enough. Limited, he will collapse." Li Xingguo said, "The current situation is that if you don't become Lin Feng's girlfriend, then Tianqingzu will become Lin Feng's girlfriend. If Lin Feng and Tianqingzu get together, they may collapse. If Tianqingzu insists on returning after graduation when we arrive at Kuashan town in Shu province, what will my good buddy Lin Feng do?" Wang Wei said, "But I don't mean to be Lin Feng's girlfriend. Even if I want to save him from trouble, I can't put myself in it, right?" Li Xingguo said, "My temper, you really never thought of being Lin Feng's girlfriend? How good is Lin Feng? If you miss him, can you find someone better than him?" Seeing Li Xingguo was anxious, Wang Wei smiled and said, "You know Lin Feng, but I know him better than you. After all, I have known him for several years, and he and I are more suitable to be good friends, not boyfriend and girlfriend. If Lin Feng and Tianqingzu leave when they get together, no matter what the result is, it means that the two of them have this fate in their lives. None of us can interfere with the two of them coming together." Zhao Fei twisted Li Xingguo's arm and smiled, "Sister Xiao Yi is indeed someone who has studied in a major university. She is very sensible and rational. Her words make sense." Wang Wei said, "You have passed the prize." Zhao Fei laughed and said, "It's not that you won the prize. You are already much better than me. Compared with you, I am a bit unbearable." Wang Wei said, "I'm a little embarrassed to hear what you said. You naturally have your own advantages, otherwise a smart man like Li Xiao would not choose you as his wife." Zhao Fei was very satisfied, she kissed Li Xingguo's face, and soon showed a bright and charming smile. Li Xingguo understood that Wang Wei did not want to be Lin Feng's girlfriend. Maybe Lin Feng and Wang Wei will always be friends, but it is also possible that Wang Wei's mood will change one day in the future. Dainan and Tianqingzu went to the commercial street and walked into a women's underwear store. Dainan recommended Tianqingzu all very hot styles, not to mention wearing them, they would be shy even just looking at them. In this era, Nan is trying his best to recommend a set of lavender lace underwear to Tianqingzu. Wear this underwear on your body, and you can immediately evolve from a pure school flower to a goddess. But I don't want to be a goddess. Buy it, it feels very good to be a goddess, Dainan said. Tianqingzu didn't want to buy this set. She wanted to buy a set that is quite ladylike. If you wear this hot lace underwear, the three roommates will point fingers and tease for how long. If it spreads outside the dormitory, it will be bad. What kind of scandal will happen again? She is about to get bored by the gossip about her. The emotions of the two female shopping guides were mobilized by Dainan, and together they encouraged Tianqingzu to buy the set of hot underwear and evolved from a school flower to a goddess. Tianqingzu's head was a little messed up, but Dainan had asked the shopping guide to put the underwear on, and then dragged her towards the cashier. Seeing that Dainan was going to pay for her, Tianqingzu quickly blocked it and said with a smile, "Sister Nan, you've always been very mean to me. I have to pay for this underwear myself." Dainan said, "Look at you, what is it that Sister Nan gave you a set of underwear? You are not allowed to meet me." Tianqingzu said, "If you pay, then you can wear it. Anyway, our bodies are a bit similar. You can wear underwear that I can wear." Dainan had no choice but to say, "Okay, it really belongs to you, then you can pay." Tianqingzu paid the money, and the two beauties walked out of the lingerie store together, but several female shopping guides in the store were already irritated, because Dainan and Tianqingzu were too beautiful. Both of them are beauties. That is, there have been many beauties in our store before, but the two seem to be the most prominent just now. Guess what they do? Is it possible that they came out of the night show? Absolutely impossible. I think both of them are like students in colleges and universities, and they are all at the school beauty level. If Dainan heard the comments of the shopping guides, she would be very relieved. It has always been Dainan's regret that she did not have the opportunity to be a student at an institution of higher learning, and she did hang out in the nightclub before, and she was still fascinated. Many people lead the dance, and just now a shopping guide even regarded her as a student at an institution of higher learning. Although she has never sold her body before, when Dainan was the lead dancer at the Mengfi Yang disco, her face had an air of dust on her face. Ever since she met and got acquainted with Lin Feng, the aura of dust has never been more beautiful than Dainan's. The face gradually faded. At this time, all she had was beauty and hotness. Of course, she still had a dream in her heart, that is, she wanted to be a happy woman. Dainan's footsteps are hot, because hot is her style. Tianqingzu's footsteps are elegant, because elegance is her style. Hotness and elegance spread around, attracting the eyes of many passers-by. Some men's eyes are greedy, some men's eyes are anxious, but some men are fast hunters. Their eyes are from to swiping the beauty of the body will immediately look elsewhere, as if they have never admired the beauty on the road. It shows demeanor and endures suffering, who knows who gets tough. Qingzu, Dainan, why did you two come here? Meng Jiwei walked out of a men's products store, and walked over to Chao Dainan and Tianqingzu with a very dashing step. His greedy eyes sometimes fell on Tianqingzu's face, and sometimes on Dainan's face. What he thought at this point was, "You two are so beautiful, how nice it would be if you were both my women." Tianqingzu is very flustered. Whenever she encounters such a malicious person, she will be extremely flustered, but she will be brave when she should be brave. If someone wants to insult her, she will fight with her life. Dainan was a little puzzled. After Meng Jiwei asked Lin Feng to fix it, he was not so arrogant when he faced her and Tianqingzu. What happened now? Meng Jiwei chuckled and said, "I asked you two things just now, didn't you hear them?" Dainan said, "I heard it, I just don't want to answer you, because the question you just asked was too mentally retarded? This is a commercial street, and anyone can come. Why can't King Zhu and I come? Meng Jiwei was very impulsive, and even wanted to poke Dinan's face as a tease, but he still held back and smiled. It makes me wonder why Lin Feng didn't go shopping with the two of you. When the time comes, Lin Feng should be by his side as a flower protector. Dinan said, Lin Feng is very busy. Meng Jiwei said, but I heard that Lin Feng can't get along in Beijing anymore and left a few days ago. Dinan said, I'm just wondering, where did you hear this? Meng Jiwei said leisurely, no matter where I heard it, I think it is 100% true. It seems that Lin Feng is less reliable than me. Oh, I should say that I am a very reliable person, because I have money has power, and Lin Feng is an extremely unreliable person, because he has no money and no power, and the style he has shown before is probably all fake. Dinan said, just what you just said. If you let Lin Feng know, let's see if he doesn't beat you all over the place. Lin Feng is a low-key person. How do you know that he has no money? How do you know that he has no background? Meng Jiwei said disdainfully, don't use Lin Feng to blackmail me. You really think I'm afraid of him? He is nothing. Even if he appears in front of me now, I can fix him. He has money. How much money can he make with a code? He has a background, and if he has a background, he will code and do shit. To be continued. If you like this work, you are welcome to come to the starting point, to vote for recommendation and monthly tickets. Your support is my greatest motivation. Mobile phone users, please go to to read.